What makes Matt Ryan so good?
You know, obviously when I showed up there, his second year, he was coming off Rookie of the Year. The first thing that you noticed is his ability. Obviously, he can make every single throw out there. But then sitting and talking to him, the guy he's a curious guy. He'll ask questions, and he wants to be the best player that he can possibly be. And he's had such a good career. And I always said, I always got that question, is he elite? Is he elite? Is he elite? And at first I was like, no, he's very, very, very good. But he will be elite one day. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. And I think what happened to him last year, going through the worst year of his career, statistically, I think that forced him to ask a lot of questions and change up his routine. And I say that because the same thing happened to me. My second year of the league, I dropped 17 footballs, led the league in drops, and that changed my career. I mean, that made me the player who I was. So I think Matt has kind of gone through that transformative power of crisis, to use some psychology on you.
I love that.
And
That's
he's
deep,
done well.
Tony.
And he's
That's
a
deep.
little deep right there.
That's deep.
Not a fool now.
That's
How about
deep,
that?
Tony Gonzalez. That's next level right there. So how much of that is getting on the same page with Kyle Shanahan?
I think that's going in the offseason and saying, obviously, this year stunk. That was not us, and we can do better. And I'm sure they both felt that way. And I think they probably sat down and said, let's just go through what worked best for us. Let's get on the same page. How can we communicate? How can we get the best out of each other? They brought in Alex Mack, the center. I think that solidifies that offensive line. And they've gone out there and they've just played lights out. And look what's happened. He's the MVP of the league, and Kyle Shanahan's going to be a head coach in the NFL next year.
How do you think this offense is going to fare on Super Bowl Sunday against the #1 defense coached by Bill Belichick?
Bill Belichick. God, Bill Belichick is the best coach ever. One of the best coaches ever, whatever you want to call it. He's going to have a game plan that's designed around Julio Jones, I would think, and then maybe one other player, Devontae Freeman. But that's where Matt Ryan, his MVP level that he's playing at right now, he's going to be able to shred them apart still, I would think. And why would I go against that? And he's been doing it the whole year. He's the MVP of the league. I don't see why it should stop now. Nobody's picking the Falcons. Obviously, I'm going to pick the Falcons because people are still doubting them. And maybe for good reason, just because they felt let down by us. I'm in that boat too. They felt let down by us before. And then New England obviously so dominant. But I think Atlanta's got a chance in this one. I really do.
What's the game plan if you're Bill Belichick against Julio Jones? You double him, bracket him?
Yeah, you bracket him. I've gone against them. Depending on who the hot receiver is, I've had my best game against the New England Patriots, 149 yards.
Wow.
With Roddy White and Julio Jones, because they were trying to stop those guys. So I'm like sneaking through, catching my ball.
You'll be that secondary guy. I'll take it.
I'll take it. But I've also been the #1 guy when I was in Kansas City. I had one catch for 13 yards. So it's one of those things. I think Julio's he's going to have more on catch. But they're going to put Malcolm Butler on him. They're going to put safety over the top. They did the same thing against Antonio Brown. But the difference is that Devontae Freeman, Tevin Coleman, Tyler Gabriel, Mohamed Sanu, Matt has other weapons that he's been using all season long, 13 touchdowns to different players, which is an NFL record. I see no reason why Matt Ryan is not going to keep that up in the Super Bowl.
Give me numbers for Julio Jones on Super Bowl Sunday.
I would say if he can have 5 catches for 67 yards. I don't think it's going to be a big game.
So if you're Atlanta, you sign up for that?
Yes.
Because that means guys like Sanu and Gabriel and Tevin Coleman are going to step up?
I think Tevin Coleman is my X factor. He could have that big game. And another thing about Julio Jones, obviously I played with him as well. He's fine with that. He is a winner. He only cares about winning.
Great point.
It's not like nothing against Antonio Brown, but or other really. And I've been that guy too, where it's like, hey, why don't you throw me the ball? I know they're double teaming, but you got to get me involved. Julio does not care. It's all about the win, and I love him for that. And I think that's one of the things that makes him even that much a better player in my book.